No matter what we might do, no matter how some might try, Sonic the Hedgehog is a brand that will not die.
How are you not dead?
I have no idea!
Okay, I say that half jokingly. I see Sonic the Hedgehog in a multitude of ways, but let me talk about just two. The series reminds me of things like Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and other things of the 80s and 90s. It's a science fiction fantasy project for mainly kids that was created more to sell a certain product than to be solely artistic, or at least to be considered high art. That seems like a silly thing to say because, well, duh. Almost everything in any mass-distributed artistic medium nowadays needs to be marketable and appeal to a specific audience so that audience will buy it and help sustain the industry to make more of it. Nothing, especially today, is created and greenlit because of artistic intent. At least not by itself. Commercialism! Sonic the Hedgehog was created to help Sega, who made arcade and home video games mainly in the 80s and 90s, sell video game systems and its brand to compete against, well...
It's me, Mario!
Just like Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and other things of the 80s and 90s, Sonic was popular and beloved by many, even to this day, because it does have artistic qualities that are legitimate. Hey kiddos, you want to be the hero? You want to travel the world? You want to go really, really fast? Look up some of the story behind the creation of the character in the first game. I really do think that part of Sonic stems from a place that is creative and earnest, even though throughout the series' nearly 30-year-old history, it has very little continuity or consistency between each individual thing, even when you only look at the games. Hey, remember the time Robotnik committed eco-terrorism to fearmonger the president into surrendering to his empirical demands?
Mr. President, my demands are quite simple. Surrender to the Eggman Empire and make no attempts to resist. Otherwise, your country will cease to exist.
No, that wasn't about Shadow or anybody's wife. We value stories and characters, anything that has benefit or value to us as human beings, not the corporate machine or economy. That's not how we are programmed to consume things anyway. Or maybe I'm being too optimistic. The other thing being that I happen to be a big fan of the source material here, so I get to talk about something I really like that isn't Star Wars, Marvel, or DC. Hooray! I like a lot of Sonic media, and I even like some of the ones that many consider to be bad, and are rightfully considered to be bad. I think that the Sonic the Hedgehog series is fleshed out enough to the point where one could write a senior research thesis on it, like how the brand has portrayed industry, environmentalism, mythology and religion, politics of many different kinds, transhumanism, real-world diseases, and other things. Yes, really, stop looking at me like that.
Shut up!
The 2020 live-action CGI film based on the series, It finally hitting theaters after months of controversy, speculation, and anticipation, is pretty simple, light on heavy subject matter, but is also alright. Took me long to get here, huh? Yeah, I have very little issue with the movie we got. It skews towards families and kids especially, but I dug it enough. Remember those movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks or the Smurfs, where they take an out there cartoon property but incorporate a modern setting and make a lot of it more timely? It's a trend that still continues in movies like Peter Rabbit, for instance. I blame Golan and Globus for this. Anyway, the movie seems to be written with that template in mind, but somehow, some way, some rewriter, whatever, most of the humor actually works, and the characters actually have likable and empathetic desires and arcs. It is the best version of that archetype of family film, and I'm oddly thankful for it. It also helps that personality-wise, Sonic is Sonic in this movie. He's fun and humorous, courageous and heroic. The story does utilize his speed for some fun sequences, and he's likable. Ben Scwhartz also does a great job of voicing him as well, but the dude was the least of my problems with the movie going in to see it. The officer character whom Sonic spends the most amount of time with is alright for what he was. James Marsden has some funny lines, and he never felt weirdly unlikable. Jim Carrey as the evil doctor character was alright as well. It's very similar to the same energy as his roles as Ace Ventura and such, plus you get a good line or gag out of him every now and again. I think a lot of love for certain movies and other things drive from the appeal of their characters, and the movie is undoubtedly Sonic. So hey, maybe that redesign was worth it. I know the movie was delayed due to the main character's redesign, but there had to be multiple scenes and concepts cut from the final version of the movie. The film could have used another small rewrite before they started the shoot. It could have made the final movie more concise. Granted, your ultimate opinion on the movie is going to depend on your view of the source material, the character, and the brand in general. I'm really not surprised to see it getting the mixed reception it's getting. I recommend it for family and kids especially. As a Sonic fan, I thought it was alright though. It's Sonic in a movie, I got Sonic in a movie. He did Sonic things, fought robots, and saved the day. So, yeah. Go see Sonic. Or don't. This is America, and I'm open to people doing whatever as long as they aren't spin-dashing people in the streets. Brought it back.